Welcome back, gamers, to another episode of the Slow Runcast. I'm your host, the Iraqi Balboa, joined by my friend and co-host, the man who is unwavering in his muscle shirts, even in this minus 20 weather, Durwin Luke.
I was shoveling the snow at my girlfriend's house in shorts. I was like, oh, I need to take a picture for Mo, but I ended up deciding against that. It's like, this guy thinks I'm unhinged.
You should have took a picture and we could have used it as the thumbnail for the video.
Yeah, it's just me with a shovel freezing.
Just with a shovel. We need to, let's brainstorm here. If you're in the shovel, the snow, wearing shorts, and I don't know, we need to put Photoshop something in the shovel.
Concord.
All the garbage games from this year.
Yeah, Concord, yeah. Mind's Eye.
Mind's Eye. Oh my god. Yo, there was a Mind's Eye news story this week. I was gonna add it to the show notes, and I'm like, bro, let's just let this game go. Just let it go.
Just let it go.
Oops.
Sony, I don't know if you saw LeBabin's earlier this week, but there was the Concord sweater for $2.
Oh, no, I didn't
on
see
their
that, no.
on their PlayStation Gear store, but it's $30 of shipping to Canada, and I was like, and it wasn't in my size, or else I would have bought one. I think just for
the PlayStation Direct, yeah,
fun.
Yeah. Those Concord controllers, bro. Those special edition Concord controllers. I'm pretty sure they're pretty pricey on eBay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna Google this right now.
I mean, it is one of the best looking PS5 controllers.
Yeah, pretty fire. Yeah, it's not that crazy, but still pretty crazy. I see one here that's $265, but it's open box.
We should do a tier list for all the PS5 exclusive controllers.
This guy's selling a bundle of the game and the controller for $698.
Jeez.
Yeah, that would be cool, bro. Actually, we should. Maybe at the end of the console generation or something. We'll do
yeah, I'm down. Because we'll have to do all the different colors and stuff, but it should be easy to set up.
I wonder if you could... what is that website that has tier lists?
Yeah, we can just do it off the website. We should do the PS4 console too. I know which one is the top of my list for the PS4.
I don't even remember those now.
Exclusive controller.
PS5 controller. I'm going to see if they have it on the website, the tier maker.
You can probably make it.
There's a tier list for PlayStation DualSense controller buttons.
What? The X is the best button.
Yeah. The R2 is the best button because that's when I shoot people. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Durwin, we have a rather quiet news week this week, considering it is Thanksgiving long weekend in the United States. Thanksgiving was Thursday. Today is Sunday. So, you know how it is in the States. Most people are already checked out by Tuesday this week, Wednesday. So it was a short week with regards to the news cycle as well. So I think that's a pleasant break for me and you anyway. So let's get into what we found out this week.
Yeah. Can I just shoehorn something? PS5s selling like crazy in the States.
Dude, everywhere. My we were talking about me potentially getting a PS5 Pro kind of end of last week. They were on sale in Canada for $830, regular price $960. But EB Games had a trade-in promotion where if you trade in your OG PS5, they give you $305 with an additional trade promotion of $200. So that's $105. And you could get the PS5 Pro, obviously without the disc drive. So I want a disc drive, I have to buy that. But for $330, and then with a disc drive, $430. And I already have a SSD storage, so technically I'm getting that terabyte with the PS5, so I could sell that, and then that's another $100 there. A really good deal. I was thinking about doing it, but one of my buddies went and did it, and he was telling me at EB Games, these PS5s are selling like crazy. I have another buddy who bought a base PS5, the Pros, the base PS5, everyone's buying these like nuts.
Yeah.
it was the sale as well for Black Friday.
Yeah, apparently Kotaku put out a, well, I mean, I read the article, so not apparently, but they were saying that the PS5s are selling out in the States, and the PS5 Pro is on one of the biggest sales on Cyber Monday or something like that. Probably not up here, but crazy to see.
Yeah.
People are still buying the PS5. And on top of that, the Japanese version of the PS5, the one that only has Japanese language pack in Japan, is apparently boosting the sales of the PS5 there like crazy too.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one that they're probably selling at a heavy loss, right? But, so, I mean, it's not like it's going to make that much more money for them as much as it's going to, like, get people into the ecosystem.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, like, PS5, the clear victor of this console generation, by far. With the exception of if the Switch 2 counts as this console generation or whatever, we'll see how that goes. Yeah. But no PS5 Pro for me. I think I watched the Digital Foundry video for year one review of the PS5 Pro. I don't know. I wasn't convinced. It seems like there's a lot of games that they have marginal, fractional improvements. A lot of games that seem to have no improvements. Some games that seem to really, really, really benefit from the PS5 Pro. Assassin's Creed Shadows, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And then some games where it's the reverse, specifically the Konami titles, where they run worse on the PS5 Pro.
Yeah.
Silent Hill F2, Metal Gear Solid
Ghost is
Delta.
apparently supposed to run really good on the PS5 Pro.
Yes, yeah. I saw the ray tracing with the 60 FPS 4K. Pretty
with
wild.
the new modes, yeah.
Anyway, let's get right into the news stories for this week. Durwin, we got some updates from CD Projekt Red about Cyberpunk 2077's sales numbers, and they have hit a milestone faster than The Witcher 3. They have now sold 35 million copies. So congratulations to them. Crazy considering it seems so long ago now, but the state that this game launched in, the fact they didn't send out review codes for the console versions of the games, the fact it came out as a PS4, Xbox One title, the PlayStation Store promptly removing the game from its marketplace for a significant period of time. It didn't get nominated for anything at the Game Awards for the year it was qualified. And they worked hard at it, and then by the time that Phantom Liberty DLC came out,
they came back swinging.
Oh yeah,
Performance great. Some people love that game. I've still yet to play it. You've still yet to play it.
I've still yet to play it as well. Partly
I haven't purchased. I don't know if you do, but it's on the backlog.
Yeah, the way it came out was what kind of put me off. I never ended up getting back into it. Probably would have if it came out as good as it is now. But yeah, for sure, that Phantom Liberty looks really good. I think it's on the PlayStation Plus subscription, the middle essential right now. Not with the Phantom Liberty, but the base game.
Yeah, and the base game is probably, or the DLC is probably like $25 or something like that.
I think it's like, they're like 30 and 30 or something like that. You can get them both for 60. Durwin and CD Projekt Red has updated us more about all the games they are working on. They have hired 50 new developers, which is a crazy thing to read nowadays in any kind of news cycle for any week. It's always layoffs, studio closures, downsizing, all that sort of thing. But CD Projekt Red is on the upswing. Again, 55 new devs. Their dev team now consists of 851 developers. And this is so they've the bulk of these devs are now working on The Witcher 4. They had earlier this week I saw like an infographic that they had shared
about the split on which employees are working on which.
I can't find it anymore.
I remember seeing this as well.
Yeah, I couldn't find it before the show. But yeah, The Witcher 4 is now up to 447 developers, up from 444. Cyberpunk 2 has 135 developers working on it, up from 116. Project Cyrus, which I can't remember which one that was. Was that the Witcher 1 remake? It's up to 56 devs from 51. Project Hadar, has increased from 29 to 22 devs, and they have a bunch of devs working on shared services. That's like Q&A and or QA, not Q&A, not questions and answers, quality assurance. Yeah, they have 162 devs working there.
I think I found the infographic. So it's 444. So this is as of July 31st, 2025. 444, The Witcher 4. 116 on Cyberpunk 2. 51 on Cyrus. 22 on Hater. 149 on shared services. And 17 on other projects. For a total of 799, right?
That's the old one. They're up now to
they have another updated one.
851 devs. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. Yeah. What is Project Hadar?
I don't know. Let me do a quick search. So this is 1 year ago. It's some sort of new IP project.
Okay.
Is now their research focus. So that was in August 22nd, 2025. There's an article on Rock Paper Shotgun saying that Project Hadar is their main focus.
And then Project Cyrus must be the Witcher, the first one, the remake. That's what I think Project Cyrus is. So they're working on The Witcher 4. Sounds like that's the closest to coming out.
Yeah.
Based on the number of devs. Cyberpunk 2077 number 2 or whatever. And the Witcher remake, which we've actually not seen anything from, and this Project Hadar. Interesting. I mean, Project Hadar could simply just be the next Witcher after that, because I think they said they wanted to release these in really quick succession. I don't know how they're going to do that, but that's what they're claiming.
Yeah, they were saying 3 games or something like that, right?
Man, the more we talk about this, the more I realize I have not played any of these people. Well, I've played The Witcher 3, but not for a very long period of time. It is another one on my backlog.
Yep, I've never even touched it.
Yeah, I've touched it for like 10, 15, 20 hours, something like that, but nowhere near scratched the surface. Durwin, I was thinking for this year, me and you should do a game suggestion that both of us have to play, like homework. Like a game I've missed out on that you demand I play, and a game you've missed out on that, you demand me play.
All right.
I demand you play it. Yeah. Just an idea. Think about it.
I'll have to think about it for sure. Something that I really want you to play. We'll have to see.
I think I have 2 in mind that I haven't played that you're going to force me to play.
We'll see. Or you waste my turn on something ridiculous and stupid.
No, that's not the idea. The idea is not to torture someone. It's to just be like, hey, we know this game's on your backlog, but I'm going to give you the extra push to start it.
All right. We'll see.
Yeah. Durwin, we did get some more news from CD Projekt Red, but maybe it's not as good as the other stuff. CD Projekt Red, which their upcoming game, The Witcher 4, is nominated for Most Anticipated Game at the Game Awards, will not be showing up at the Game Awards. This is official confirmation from them. So The Witcher 4 is actually going to skip TGA this year. So if you plan on
putting that down as a
there one, you should probably take it off.
Yeah, I actually did have it on my list. But,
okay, I have 2 or 3 news stories that are similar to this that we'll get to. Part of me was like, do I put this on this week's show? Because if I don't, there's a possibility Durwin doesn't read them.
Mm-hmm. No, I read them.
There's a possibility he predicts them, and I just won't say anything. And then when he gets his prediction wrong,
then you're like in your face.
Yeah. No, so I wouldn't predict it, Durwin.
Are you gonna predict Blade again at the Video Game Awards?
I have to.
I'm gonna predict Marvel. What is it? 1923. Whatever it is. 1943. Yeah, whatever it is. With our ongoing bet.
Durwin, you know what else is gonna reportedly skip out? This is not like an official confirmation from them, but reportedly.
This is Heretic.
Yes.
Yeah, Intergalactic. There, whatever.
The Heretic Prophet, which is a terrible title, I think. The upcoming game from Naughty Dog, which I believe it was you last year when we did our Game Award predictions. predicted we were going to see the next game from Naughty Dog. Was that correct?
Yeah.
I think you and Jawad also predicted it.
Yeah, we were both saying it, I think. And
I was laughing
we didn't
at
know
you
what it
guys.
was.
Yeah. I don't think anyone did, but I was laughing at you guys, and it actually it showed up. But I'm laughing on anyone who thinks they're going to see any more of this year, because that game is really early on. So anyway, what happened this week was there was a YouTuber / journalist / streamer. I can't remember exactly who it was. He suggested that we're going to see it at the Game Awards. And then other journalists counter-speculated that and said, including Giant Bomb's Jeff Grubb, said it's not going to show up. And there was also some word on the street that it was going to be a 2026 release. Jeff Grubb and Jason Schreier both in separate posts said no, it's not happening 2026. I'm not particularly surprised. I don't know why anyone thought this game was a 2026 release. We didn't see any of this until the end of 24 last year, less than a whole calendar year after Naughty Dog canceled The Last of Us Online, which was presumably the big game they were working on. So I don't know why anyone thought they were going to turn this around in that period of time. Presumably this wasn't in like full development when The Last of Us Online was being worked on. So are you surprised here, Durwin, at all by this news?
I don't know. This was will they, won't they? Since, what is it, last week, right? Because people were saying that it was closer. It's close. Some people are saying it's not. I mean, I would like to see it earlier, but I don't know. I don't know if they'll. I don't know if they'll show it that quick. Like 1 year is a lot of time, but
yeah,
I don't know. With what PlayStation was pushing, I still think this is maybe another year.
Yeah. I mean, I think it might even be more than that if I were to bet, to be frank with you. Like, I mean, I don't know the internal workings of the company, but what would the timeline have been? They finished Last of Us Part 2 in 2020. Then they proceeded to presumably work on this Last of Us Online, which was supposed to be just a game mode in Last of Us Part 2, spun out into its own different thing. And then we got word, I believe it was it the middle of 23? Or was it, I think it was the middle of 23, where we got word that there was an internal review and Bungie was hired to do the internal review of the game. And Bungie was like, yo, this is not it. This is not going anywhere. So they put a pause on the game and then they ultimately canceled it. I believe it was the beginning of 24, if my timelines are correct. So that's already, I don't know how many years of development on that game, whereby you weren't developing Intergalactic, you know? So, I mean, was Intergalactic being developed simultaneously 50-50? I don't think so. I don't think they have that much of a track record for doing that, Naughty Dog.
Mm-hmm.
To be able to.
I still think that Naughty Dog will come together and put out something, hopefully, for the end of the PS5 generation, like they did for PS3. Right?
Yeah, well, PS3, PS4, they did that. Yeah, I don't.
So
that sounds about right. Maybe 2027 across, you know.
Yeah, so like maybe another year or two, depending on how long. I mean, PS5 has left.
I still think it could be a 28. This game.
That's a long time.
I know, but so what? They announced it early. To me, this announcement looks like it's, hey, we're working on this, because otherwise you're not going to hear anything from us for 8 years since we canceled Last of Us Online. I don't know. I mean, remember when we saw Wolverine's first announcement, 2021?
Mm-hmm.
And then we never actually got another trailer until this year? So that's, 4 years there. And now it's not coming until 2026, 5 years. Would you be surprised? I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, true. Fair.
What may be actually coming at the Game Awards, people are speculating, is a new Control game, as there's a new Control trademark from Remedy called Control Resonant that was being filed. So, I don't know. This is an interesting one. I mean, their last game was FBC Firebreak, which we know didn't do very well from the summer. That was the co-op multiplayer game, which was very different than the other games Remedy develops and publishes. But it'll be by the end of this year, 2 years since Alan Wake 2, and even more since Control, 6 years since Control. So yeah, I don't know.
Do you think a trademark really means an indication for a brand new like announcement at the Video Game Awards?
No. I think this is a new game for sure. This is a new Control game, 100%. But the idea that it's going to show up at the Game Awards because this
that's
trademark
what
is
I'm
happening,
saying.
Yeah,
I don't think it's indicative of it showing up for sure at the Video Game Awards. Like they'll have to have something if that's the case, right? Trademark usually is pretty early on, I feel. And sometimes companies just trademark things just cuz.
I agree with you. No, 100%. It's not indicative that this is actually going to show up at the Game Awards. Or they could have been working on it with a code name, and now that they kind of have figured out the name, they want to trademark it. Or possibly because they're going to have a trailer and they want to get that out there. Doing another possible game where there are reports, no official confirmation, but this is a report from MP1 First that Capcom is working on a new Dead Rising game, which is to be a sequel starring Frank West. Durwin, I think you are a resident Dead Rising.
I don't know about resident. I've played it like a handful of times, never to completion. I always start, it gets a little bit wonky, and I'm not like really down for it. But yeah, I don't know if we need another sequel with Frank West, even though he is like the main protagonist. I just feel like maybe they need to go in a different direction.
Did you play the Dead Rising Remastered Digital Deluxe whatever edition from this year, or was it last year?
I started it and I just never got hooked onto it again. Yeah, it's on my ROG Ally, but along with a bajillion other games that I have yet to keep playing other than Hades 2. I'm like still hooked.
Nice. I need to get back in that game. I've fallen off.
I think I've beat Chronos like 4 times now, but in order to complete the story, you do have to beat the final bosses multiple times. So
interesting.
Yeah, I've yet to beat the final boss for the mortal world. Yeah, for whatever reason, it seems like I find more success going down to hell than through the mortal world.
Yeah, you're way past me. I have no idea what you're talking about. Anyway. Okay, well, we'll see. We'll find out if this Dead Rising thing, maybe this is another one to make a prediction about, but Capcom does have a lot of games coming out next year. A lot. Onimusha Way of the Sword, potentially the Okami 2.
We are definitely going to see Onimusha at the Video Game Awards. I'm calling it right now.
Oh yeah, we've seen so much of that game. But yeah, Resident Evil Requiem coming out at the beginning of the year. Durwin, Charlie Cox has praised the motion capture actor for what's his name? Jeez.
Gustav. I don't remember.
Gustav,
yes.
Yeah, and he said he couldn't. He's really happy about his Game Awards nomination, but he couldn't have done it without the great motion capture artist who is also the French voice actor, correct?
Yes, Maxence Carzol. I don't know.
But I thought the motion capture actor was Edward Cullen. I'm just kidding. That was a joke that everybody was making because they're. Oh my god! I had to put that news story in there just to make that stupid joke. Thanks for listening to us.
So bad.
It was rough. There was not a lot of news stories this week. But yeah, no. So I mean, I always don't know how to feel about like, okay, it seems like they always nominate the voice actor, but like the motion capture actor, like depending on the game, also does a lot of emotion. Like sometimes it's the same person, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But
like Christopher Judge.
Yeah, for example. But Yeah, sometimes it's a different individual that they use. So
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
mean, if Charlie Cox wins this, it's kind of funny because he literally quote
No
unquote just
spoilers. No
no
spoilers,
no
Derwin. You're gonna get into spoiler territory right
no
now.
no
There's a lot of
no
people
no.
on.
I'm just saying quote unquote. He just goes in, records whatever lines, doesn't think anything about it, and then the internet explodes with how great this game is and how great his performance is, and now he's nominated, and all he does is like, listen, I didn't even play this game. I like went in for a few hours, recorded voice lines, and now I'm gonna win this award.
I don't know if he's gonna win that, dude. With Ben Starr and Jennifer English, I don't think he's.
Yeah, it is gonna be a tight one, but
It's
it
gonna.
is
Nah,
going to be. I'm calling it right now. Probably a
I think it's
Claire
Jennifer
win.
English. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's a what is it, 75% chance, right? Or is it how many people were? Was
Fifty
it five
percent chance.
nominations?
Three, no, six nominations. Three of them
Six
won.
nominations?
Yeah.
Yeah, 50% chance. So I mean, chances are pretty high.
Do you think we have any high chances of seeing the price tag for the Steam Machine, Derwin, at the
No,
Game Awards? Uh,
no, no chance.
the YouTube channel Linus Tech Tips has broken down the cost of the hardware and believes that this Steam Machine is potentially going to be around 700 USD, putting it at the same cost as a PS5 Pro. Do you have
Yeah,
any 2 cents on this, or does this sound about
yeah. I
right?
mean, he put a whole video out and he went through like performance and the options for building one out with what you can get in terms of off the shelf pricing. I mean, I think it's gonna be spot on. Like, it's probably around right around the 700. I think it's probably gonna be closer to 800. But yeah, I think that's right around the same price point.
Yeah, still pretty steep. We're looking at like a $950 console at 700 here in Canada. Um, so I don't know how that's gonna play out, but still pretty pricey, man. Everything's too expensive. I wish they would make one with an NVIDIA graphics card, frankly, instead of being an AMD based machine.
Okay, so the thing is,
DLSS, man,
the minute you walk into adding an Nvidia card,
it's all the
it's
way
no
up.
longer bang for buck because you're paying such a premium for it.
Yeah,
And they might not ship you a card with GDDR5 memory. For people that are in the tech space, that is what NVIDIA is planning on doing to their board partners. They are not shipping them a full, basic, complete product. They're only going to ship them the die, and you have to source your own RAM.
Can you explain why is that again? Is it because of that deal?
Because of the shortage. Yeah.
Okay.
So they've NVIDIA knows, right? They have suppliers and stuff. So Linus also explains this. He does a much better job anyways, but basically NVIDIA will package everything and they'll be able to take a cut off the memory and the die that they produce, right? Because they're the ones that put it together and they're selling it as like a whole product. But the fact that they're taking off the memory and letting people source it means that it's going to be so expensive that they won't even be able to make a profit off of it if they commit to manufacturing it together. So, yeah, it's going to be grim times out there for people looking to buy any sort of products with RAM in it.
Yeah, you talked about a little bit about this last episode as well. This kind of stuff goes over my head. So I'm much appreciative to have you here tell me all about it.
Yeah, basically, if you're planning on building a computer, build a good one. They'll last quite a few years because it is going to be rough, I think, unless the AI boom crashes or the AI bubble crashes.
I don't think that's crashing anytime soon, unless you think otherwise.
I don't know. There's hearsay here and there. I mean, there's always good news, bad news with the AI, but I think there's just so much money invested in it right now. I don't think they can afford to have it crash at this moment. Like, Microsoft has invested how much money? Like, Nvidia has partnered up with so many partners to sell their chips, right? Like,
Yeah, we've talked about what potentially Microsoft's push for AI has done to the Xbox brand, considering there has been some buckling down and tightening up on some costs in order to fund this AI push.
Exactly.
And potentially that AI push being behind why we saw all the layoffs, studio closures, canceled projects, and price hikes from this year.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, like, let's say that the current AI model that they're using, the large language models, isn't what it's like, promised to be. There's going to be other iterations of it. We've opened the literal Pandora's box, as you put it. There's going to be other different models that are going to be produced. It still will require compute power. End of the day, GPUs just seem to work better for any sort of compute like that. So I don't think it'll be bursting anytime soon in terms of people not looking for certain parts, especially from the best of the best, aka NVIDIA, right?
NVIDIA, yeah. Well, it doesn't look like it's bursting anytime soon in the game space. We talked last week about several AI stories that kind of happened over the week. And as I was doing kind of a review of everything that went on this week, I couldn't help but notice that there seems to be more AI news, and it's really like week in, week out, it's becoming more and more of the chatter in the games industry. Just this week, fans have claimed that they spotted AI art in Fortnite, and we took to Reddit to kind of post some of these photos, and there was discussions on several threads. Upcoming Let It Die sequel, Let It Die Inferno, which is coming out this week, the 4th of December, apparently uses a considerable amount in AI in areas like, we don't exactly know to what degree, but possibly in voice, music, video art. So that's another one that's coming out with a lot of AI use.
I do have to stop you right there because you brought up music. My girlfriend was showing me like this playlist of Christmas music, all AI, and it literally sounds pretty dang good. Like I mentioned the whole like slow jam, like the 50s remixes of like rap songs, but these are like full on like Christmas songs that are created from scratch. And they literally sound like, classic Christmas music.
Lyrics and tunes. Or is it just tunes? Okay.
No, lyrics and the music for it, accompanying music, like a full track. Like,
wow,
it is crazy. I've got to like link it to you later, just so you could I'm curious scrub through it. It's insane.
Yeah, hasn't Joe Rogan been on like, his podcast showing people like the 50 Cent?
Yeah. That's what I was referring to like back then, but this is like a different genre because it seemed like AI does really good at I think in certain genres. But yeah, I think AI music is super scary.
Oh yeah, like everything is scary, dude. I don't know. Some of these. Did you see the what's the Google one for the video? Bonanza. What is it called? Something banana.
I don't know.
Neo banana or something.
Is it nano banana?
Nano banana.
Oh yeah, a nano banana. Yeah. I was funny. I was literally just using it this morning. I've got to show you.
The Nano Banana Pro, right?
Yeah, something. Yeah. Nano Banana Pro. Picture of me.
Okay.
Right?
That's not a good sign, by the way. Oh, Durwin, my friend. I don't know.
I was curious. So, on Reddit there was like this post saying that saying the Indian scammers have found AI, but it looked pretty bad. So I was curious where AI was now, but it's clearly improved a lot.
Yeah, bro.
So
video evidence.
If you've ever,
I don't know, man. Maybe you already have the natural facilities necessary to make your transition rather smooth and successful in case you come to consider one day. what was it? I was gonna make a joke before you showed that. You were like, "Oh, I was just on this Nano Banano this morning, and then look what I did." And you show a picture of yourself this morning. I'm like, "You're sitting in the same spot with the same tank top, brother. This seems like it's been a." Have you moved today?
No, that's a different tank top. I have the tank top of multiple colors, but yeah, it is a little bit crazy. I gotta put your beard through AI and see what it does for you.
I remember when Snapchat had all those little like
Yeah.
little like filters.
Those were just like the filters. I guess it is a little bit different. Picture is probably easier than a video, like a live video.
Yeah.
But I mean, deepfakes getting better every single day. Generative. It's crazy to think that generative AI has gone from like spaghetti hands Will Smith to like what it is today, and that was what, is that 3 years ago?
Did you see the Did you see how Elon Musk put up where it shows the location of every account on Twitter?
Yes.
Like, yeah. And then it was like every single
mega
AI,
like some of them.
OnlyFans chick, like they're like supposed to be OnlyFans chick, but it's like clearly AI, right?
Yeah.
They're all like based out of India.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Apparently they make good money, right? Because if there's a lot of interaction and whatnot, then they get potentially paid for it, and the pay obviously from USD to the Indian rubles is quite good.
Which is crazy. Like, well, how do you even go about doing that? You make an account. How do you create this AI chick that they then put photos and whatever stuff of her on an account?
I mean, I think once
how does that even work?
I think once you've created the model, or like you found a model that you like, you can just feed it right back into Gemini and just tell it to change poses and stuff like that, and change outfits, and then you basically create this repository of like images of a certain girl, and then you can keep, feeding it that as a reference point, right?
Wouldn't people like realize I'm not paying for this? Can't they just make their own? Like some of these AI models, aren't they all free on the internet? A lot of these you could just go in and do your own.
I mean, there's a lot of things you can find for free online, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Like, how does OnlyFans exist anyway? That's another thing. Like,
yeah, exactly. But it's a matter of like the facade of a relationship, right?
Yeah, I guess. But the facade of a relationship with an OnlyFans with a AI bot. Anyway,
I mean, there's people that marry inanimate objects all the time.
Do you remember that? What was it from? Where that dude that married his car?
Yeah. And then there was a dude that married like a holographic girlfriend of like what's Mitsu Mikune or something like that. Yeah. And then the company went bankrupt, and then I think there's like a picture of him sitting on the bench with a giant waifu doll. So I mean, some people just like what they like.
Yo, those dolls are gonna get crazy, brother. They're gonna get crazy here. Next 10 years, bro, they're gonna be crazy. You're gonna have a friend who's gonna show up to your house. Hi, Durwin, nice to meet you. This is my wife. She's an AI bot doll, whatever. What was that movie that I watched from this year? Like a horror movie? Where exactly that?
Yes.
Companion?
We watched that. Yeah, Companion, where she thinks that she's a human, but she's actually not. And then she's basically tricked to kill somebody when it's against her programming.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
That was a crazy movie. I enjoyed that. It was like a very critical movie almost, of like what you can do with AI.
Yeah. Anyway, we have digressed significantly, going back to AI in games. So considering all these news stories that have been happening, they've been always asking these studio heads, these producers and publishers and team leads about what they think about the use of AI. And this week, Epic Games boss Sydney Sweeney. No, what? Sorry, Tim. What? Did someone say Sydney Sweeney? Sorry. The other Sweeney, Tim Sweeney, He basically commented on Steam's inclusion of uses AI category in when it comes to like a game search. Like I've never really looked into this function, but apparently now Steam will tell you if a game makes use of any type of
Mm-hmm.
artificial intelligence. He basically said AI will be involved in all future productions, and so having Steam disclose whether they were built with AI makes no sense to him. And so obviously sounds like Epic Games Store is not going to be going that path. Yeah, but he's basically said Steam and all digital marketplaces need to drop the made with AI label. It doesn't matter anymore. The AI tag is relevant to art exhibits for authorship disclosure and to digital content licensing marketplaces where buyers need to understand the right situation. It makes no sense for game stores where AI will be involved in nearly all future productions. He wasn't the only person that commented this week. Co-founder of Rockstar Games, Dan Houser, was also talking about AI in video games on Channel 4. He said he is now employing AI in his next game, but he says it's not as useful as some of the companies would have you believe yet. So he says it's a long ways to go to be like, take over people's jobs, at least it sounds like in the games industry. So that's that's a big developer right there saying he's going to be doing that. And also, The Witcher 3 and the upcoming Blood of the Dawnwalker director adds his 2 cents to the whole thing and says, I don't feel that games created with only AI will have soul, which is something that we talked about last week with the head of the narrative lead of Dispatch saying, you can't use AI to replace creativity. You could use it to replace these mundane things, but you still need people for the creative elements of a game, which I mean, I guess is questionable if all the other stuff that we've talked about. So yeah, it seems like coming into 2026, I think this is going to be a very big talking point going forward. I know, in previous years, there's always that big thing that every year, like 2-3 years ago, it was NFTs and what have you, and then it's always been Activision, Xbox. When's the Switch 2 coming out? When's GTA 6 coming out? But I think this AI is going to be a reoccurring question in the video games industry, and hopefully the regular news stories of layoffs and studio closures and game cancellations is going to maybe slow down a bit for 2026. And I don't know, we'll see. But my gut feeling is we're going to be talking about this a lot more.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think there's just going to be one game that will trick everybody into thinking that it was fully developed by a team, but it was going to be a surprise, and it'll be AI, and we'll just all be fools for it.
Do you think we're there yet?
No, I don't think we're there yet, but
Or you think we're going to get there within what? A year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years?
I don't know.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one, right?
I think it'll be a tough one. I think the physics has always been difficult for AI to understand because it's basically you're taking like a 2D to a 3D, or it's explained as that. So it is, the physics is kind of the hardest part, but it is improving a lot. Like, I don't know.
Elon Musk said like using their AI, they're going to be able to make a very good playable game in like a year or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't trust anything that comes out of Elon Musk's mouth,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna be generous and maybe say like 10 years.
Okay. Yeah,
We'll get closer and closer.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm just curious to see if there's going to be a cultural revolution against it, or people are just going to be like, yeah, I'm going to buy this AI game.
Mm-hmm. I mean, same with like, so the thing is, like, I feel like AI movies will be closer than AI games.
Yeah, for sure.
First, we're gonna see the music, which we already are seeing, right? The art, and then from there, the next like natural progression is video, like short form video. We were already seeing a little bit of that, and then from short form, we take it to long form, right? And what's the most long form area is gonna be movies. The Actors Guild is very strong, so I don't know how it will fold out legally.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think an indie, like, short film could be the first to play around with it, right? I don't know.
It's still so not dehumanizing. I don't know. I'm not really sure. Like, just the thought of playing a video game that no human being worked on.
I mean, you're
like,
always gonna have QA, right? So no matter what, for like, I mean, actually, I don't know.
are you? It seems like it's the other way around. It seems like QA is the first thing that's going, with Square Enix saying they were trying to bump it up to 70%.
But I mean, there needs to be some sort of oversight, right? Like either the people putting in the prompts, right? You can't just have AI have free reign. You still have to have some sort of a basic idea
But
from
isn't
where
that the
it
point?
starts
It'll
from,
get to
right?
a point. Yeah, it'll get to a point where you just give it one prompt and see how it goes. I don't know. Well, then what do you need? You need one person to do that. Who do you need to do that? You could have your creative director sit there all day, put in prompts, and see how this thing plays. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be interesting, but the thing is, the more you use AI, the better it gets, right?
Yeah, that's
the more
idea,
information it farms.
Durwin, you know what I thought we would be talking about a lot next year, but maybe not? Saudi Arabia's investment into video games, because apparently Saudi Arabia's investment fund is running low on cash and limiting its investments following the EA acquisition. Apparently, it currently holds $1 trillion in assets, but a huge portion of these assets are hard to sell assets with no like public valuation. They cannot allocate any more money for the foreseeable future. It seems like they have several of their projects are in severe financial distress. None of those are their video game investments, though.
Yeah, I think Live Golf is one of the things where they're getting less funding for as well.
Yeah,
I think
there's
I
also
remember
like
seeing
a coffee chain. There's like a cruise line and electrical vehicle startup. Planned utopian metropolis. That's run into like extensive construction issues. It's called Neom. So I don't think, based on this report, we're going to be seeing Saudi Arabia dump a bunch of cash into any video games anytime soon. I know the big thing is them purchasing EA, but they also, own, I think, shares in Tencent or Nintendo. There was them buying up Evo this year as well. So there's a couple of things that they've been doing behind the scenes, but it seems like it's all going to dry up here for a bit anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And then the people who played the whole Saudi Arabia or the pre-Saudi Arabia kind of card of let's buy as many people as possible until everything came crashing down is continuing to crash down. Embracer Group, who went on a crazy acquisition spree about 5 years ago now, is selling 2 more of its studios with the Remnant and Neverwinter firms offloaded.
What do those 2 studios make?
So one of them is Arc Games. They publish Remnant, I believe. Or no, it's the other one. Yeah, they're the... what? Okay, so Arc Games, formerly known as Perfect World Entertainment and Gearbox Publishing in San Francisco, is a publisher behind live service games such as Star Trek Online and Neverwinter, as well as Remnant from the Ashes, Remnant 2, Torchlight, Hyperlight Breaker, and the currently unreleased Fellowship. And then the other studio is Cryptic Studios, which is a publisher behind the MMO developer
City of Heroes,
City of Heroes,
and Star Trek Online.
Star Trek Online. So those 2 gone. I mean, they already sold Gearbox like a while ago, and Saber Interactive. So yeah, I don't know. Crazy stuff there. Embracer Group.
Where's my Jurassic Park Survive game? That is on my list for what I need to see at Video Games Awards, because it's made by Saber Interactive. We did see. I think it was an Instagram post saying like, "Oh,
there was a video. There was a video from the developer.
Search video as well."
Yeah, dude. Remember there was like a 5-minute YouTube video where they talked about the game.
Dude, I have my I have them followed, but I haven't seen anything come up.
Anyway, more bad business news. The Vampires Masquerade Bloodlines 2, which came out in October, is not doing very well. So Paradox, the publisher, is ultimately going to write down a $37 million development cost for the game. And yeah, this is developed by the Chinese Room, which was the developer behind Still Wakes the Deep from 2024. They said they begged the publisher to do some changes, including the title of the game. And the Chinese Room picked it up from the previous developer that was kind of taken off the project. But yeah, I don't know. It wasn't going very good. At least the publisher is saying the responsibility lies fully with us as the publisher. It did get middling reviews, I believe, in October. And then last little news story, after being acquired by an unknown private equity investor, the Gears Tactics developer Splash Damage puts the entire studio at risk of redundancy. This is something they do in the UK, where they have to go through studio-wide consultation process out of like extensive redundancies. But that's a shame. Like, also don't know, how do you not know? I'm not really familiar with this kind of stuff, but how do you not know who's the private equity investor? Like, how is that even a thing? They were previously owned by Tencent, but how do you know who doesn't own you or invest in you? Anyway, that's it for kind of sad news stories. Let's move on to some, maybe neutral things. Death Stranding 2 is coming to PC, and a lot sooner than I think me and you expected, and everybody else. It has been rated, I think, in Korea, which is always the thing that, they do before a game comes out. It always gets rated in Korea first for whatever reason. But yeah, coming to PC. Obviously, we saw the first Death Stranding come to PC, but this hasn't even been out for a calendar year. And potentially this release sounds like it's going to be less than a year away. So do you think, Durwin, that Death Stranding 2 will be able to outsell any other PlayStation exclusive launch IP? Or outsell the best-selling PlayStation exclusive launch IP in history for PC?
Definitely not. Stellar Blade.
Stellar Blade. Crazy, man. These sickos, bro. Sickos. I'm sure Stellar Blade is a great game. Is it better than Spider-Man? Is it better than God of War? Is it better than Ghost of Tsushima? Is it better than Horizon?
You should make me play Stellar Blade as my game that's on the backlog.
Come on, that's not. You just haven't. That's not. No, that doesn't count. That's too much of a gift. You have to play a game that you're like maybe, whatever about. But I think you want to play Stellar Blade. You just haven't found the time.
Yeah, I just haven't found the time. That is correct.
Yeah. I want to play it too. We'll find some time. Maybe you want to play Splitgate 2 for the second time instead, because it is getting relaunched sometime the end of this month, and its beta will come to an end next week. Splitgate 2 actually notoriously came out this year. It came out to kind of lackluster concurrent users.
And then the CEO was blaming like one dude or something like that, right?
And then they had the whole thing where he came to the Game Awards and he's like, make video games great again, or make first-person shooters great again, to probably a audience that is not pro-Trump, I would imagine. So provocative move. But anyway, they took the game off, right? It was already in 1.0, already fully released. But they took it back to beta to fix a few things.
Okay, it will come out and nobody will play it as well.
Yeah, I think it's gonna
like in a world where Marvel rivals exist.
Well, it's not exactly doing that, is it?
Well, I'm just saying, like, there's so many free to play options. Like, why would I play Splitgate 2?
Yeah.
Like
Arc Raiders isn't free to play, but right now with the way Arc Raiders is going,
it seems that is great. Like Battlefield 6. Black Ops 7. Like, there's just so many options. Fortnite's
killing it, man. Fortnite is killing it with these updates. This season 7. Did you see the you saw the Kill Bill stuff?
Yes.
Did you see the Simpsons stuff in Fortnite?
Yes. Yeah, we talked about this last week. Yeah, it like, in a world where all of these exist, like, why would I want to play Splitgate, right? I don't know.
Maybe one day you'll get to play Beyond Good and Evil number 2, because apparently they're still hiring for it 17 years after its original announcement.
That's
This
crazy.
game, I think, must have overtaken. What was that game that notoriously took forever to come out? Slips
The
my
Last
mind now.
Guardian as well.
No. No, I was thinking of The Last Guardian, but that other one. Anyway, whatever. Yeah, still alive apparently. Let's see. Maybe you'll make it your prediction for the Game Awards. What we don't know about is the next upcoming Metal Gear Solid remake, because the producer says he's undecided on future of remakes. He says Metal Gear Solid 4 would be a real challenge. So obviously Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater has just come out this year, and we are still expecting a Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 2, a follow-up to Master Collection Volume Up, which had Metal Gear 2, Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear Solid 2, and 3 bundled together in one package.
I don't think Metal Gear Solid Delta sold very well.
You don't think so?
No, like there was already steep discounts on it.
So, I mean, it's still like the holiday season.
Like
How steep
down
was it?
to like
30,
I think it was down to like
bucks?
like $50-$60. And
was
it
60
just
bucks.
released.
Did it really just release the end of August? It's been out for 2 months.
Yeah, but normally they
3
don't drop
months.
that quick.
Well, 3 months, dude. It's like Black Friday sale, right? I mean, everything. Freaking, what do you call it? Ninja Gaiden 4 was on sale. Outer Worlds 2 was on sale. Battlefield was on sale even for like 10%.
But Metal Gear, I don't know.
Okay, I think
was
you might be-
a pretty big discount.
It was like $60. I remember seeing it. Listen, you might be right about it not selling well. I don't think it's because it was on sale. I don't think that's necessarily a correlation with
But
it not
most
selling well.
most people put their item on sale because it's not selling.
No, not necessarily. Like, I think it's just a publisher to publisher thing. There's just some publishers that refuse to drop it because that's their business model, like a Nintendo, or like I don't know, like From Software doesn't really put their games on sale below like 50%. Like, but then you have development studios that put their stuff on sale right away, like Ubisoft. I don't think it's a sale thing. I think it might be a business model thing. But I think you might be still right, because I haven't heard any news about its sales numbers.
Yeah, it's
This
down
year.
to $65. Sorry, I couldn't find it on Steam for whatever reason. Original price $93 and it's down 60 to 65.
Okay, but search up a game that we know sold decent for what they were wanting. Silent Hill F, another Konami game, because we did get news stories about how well Silent Hill F sold. See how much it was on sale. That's another Konami.
$74. It's only 20% off.
But it's $100 regular price. So the difference is still $25 over there versus
No,
what did you say?
$93.49 on Steam as well as the original price. The digital deluxe is $106.
Oh, it's $49, not $59. Yeah, I was thinking what I saw on the PlayStation Store.
Yeah, so, I'm sorry. I'm referring to Steam. I don't know if there was a deal on Metal Gear Solid Delta on the PlayStation Store, but my reference point is Steam and not
It's
so
okay.
much
65. It's 65 on the PlayStation Store. Save 30%. 65 from 93.49. I don't know. I think you're looking too hard into this personally. I don't think.
I
it's
don't
an
know.
indicator of how- 'Cause
I
Silent
was
Hill
just
F is
shocked.
Still on sale. Silent Hill F is still on sale, and they said it sold good. So, but I think you still might be right, because I haven't heard anything about its sales numbers. Okay. Well, thank you for making a news story out of something. I was like, I'll just put this in here.
The next one though definitely sold well. My girl, Lara
girl.
Croft, baby.
She's apparently the best-selling video game heroine according to the Guinness World Records.
I believe it.
Better selling than Abby.
You can't even think of a female protagonist with that level of, or that many games, that many years of titles coming out.
This is gonna bother me. I can't even think of a female protagonist like a main character in any other game. Atsu, Ghost of Yote.
That's one
Obviously,
game over one year. Aloy would have been a better
Aloy.
guess. Two
Aloy.
games over however many years.
Yeah,
Actually,
she's not in
three,
the
because
VR
you have.
game, and she's not gonna be in the MMO game. So
3 because she is in Lego Horizons.
Yeah, that's coming to PS Plus monthly, so maybe you get a chance to play it there.
Yes, it was also on sale for Black Friday for $25. Other female protagonists that have stood the test of time. I don't know.
Yeah, beats me, brother. But yeah, congratulations to Lara Croft. We're still waiting on the next Tomb Raider kind of reboot of the reboot, which is being worked on by Crystal Dynamics. So I'm curious to see how that game pans out.
We'll see.
Durwin, are you curious to see how these official licensed Crocs that look like an Xbox controller are going to work out?
I have not seen this yet. Dude, Crocs is making such a comeback the last few years. There was the Dragon Ball Z Crocs, the Naruto's Crocs. My girlfriend just bought a pair of Crocs over the weekend. We had to go to the crazy outlet mall at Calgary.
Which one?
To pick them up. Cross Iron.
Oh.
But yeah, like
Calgary, by the way.
Well, I guess it's close enough to technicality. But yeah, I mean, the Crocs are just everywhere. Seems like
you just sell them for $80. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, a lot of the Crocs, like the limited edition ones, start off as that much, and then if they don't sell, they quickly go down to like $40. Because at the end of the day, it's a plastic shoe. It costs them nothing to make.
Xbox is doing everything besides make an affordable console and sell games. That's the only thing they refuse to do.
I mean, they're hell bent on making everything an Xbox. Does that count?
Yeah, that's true. So maybe the Crocs and Xbox. Durwin, I want to close off by what I found to be a strange news story. So there is an Italian indie studio. I believe it's called Santa Regone. Is G even pronounced in Italian? Yeah, it is. But then what's GN in Italian? GN's okay, never mind. GN in Italian is pronounced like a Y. So Santa Regione is a studio behind horror games like Saturnalia and Mediterranean Inferno. They have unveiled their next first-person horror game called Horses after a delay, but it seems... Well, it doesn't seem. It will not be coming to Steam. It will be only available on the Epic Game Store, Humble Store, GOG, itch.io on December 2nd. And the reason is Steam has banned the game from coming to its store. We initially didn't have a reason why. I mean, this is a horror game, so apparently it has some disturbing elements to it. There is like everybody's like a naked human horse sort of thing in the game. Yeah. But anyway, the developer was like extremely frustrated and basically went on to say that he's basically going to face a studio closure because of this, because you really can't get any funding for your game or even get a good number of sales unless your game comes to Steam. It's arguably the biggest, platform for video games on PC for buying, anything. So yeah, he's increasingly frustrated. They have tried to contact Steam, and apparently they're just not getting decent answers. I mean, I'm looking at screenshots from this game. I don't know. I honestly don't understand what's going on here. And basically, Valve responded with additional context following the Horses Steam ban controversy. And they said they extensively discussed a request to reconsider its decision before refusing to do so. So I don't know. The game's not pornographic in any way. Which even if it is, has that ever stopped Steam? I'm like, do you remember the news story from last year where there was that game that featured straight up incest and rape that Steam would not remove from their store, even after protest from people to remove it from the store. So I don't know. Anyway, the GOG kind of weighed in to this controversy, and they said players should be able to choose the experiences that speak to them. So I really hope Naked Horseman doesn't speak to you anyway, but you get the idea.
Yeah, I mean,
I thought it was a weird one.
that's what you really want, I don't think that they should be able to control that, but it is realistically Steam and they can do whatever they want.
They could do whatever they want, but it just seems strange. Like, what's the deal? Why specifically this game? I mean, there's pretty, there's pornographic games on Steam, but I don't know if that's actually changed now since the whole thing that happened with MasterCard and Visa from this year, where they were like, they were changing,
taking down games because of the nature of their
IOs.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, I'm pretty sure we'll find out more about horses here in the coming weeks, but I could see the developers' frustration because really, if you can't get your game on Steam,
you might as well not release it.
That's a problem, especially if you're a PC release. Like we've seen in the past what happens to games that are Epic Game Store exclusives. They suffer financially from,
not being able to be purchased on Steam. I mean, yeah, everybody buys from Steam. Let's be real.
It's the
like,
biggest.
I had an option to buy Beat Saber for my Quest 3, which I did get a whole bunch of new accessories for.
Nice.
Decked out.
You have the 3 or the 3S?
The 3. The 3.
Like the full one.
Yes, I should bring it over so you could try it on the
I want to give it a try.
11th. Yeah, on the 11th. But yeah, there was like an option to buy it on the Meta store or just buy it on Steam, and my option was clearly to buy it on Steam. It just makes more sense. Like, you can mod it to play whatever music and stuff. There's a whole community behind it. Versus if you buy it on the Meta store, it is, I think, a real pain in the butt to get custom songs on.
Yeah. Interesting. Anyway, that is it for news stories this week. I'm sorry if it was a drag and not that interesting, but I had a tough time putting these show notes together. It's a quiet week considering, the Thanksgiving holiday in the United States, so nobody was dropping any crazy stories this week, but so maybe we'll get some wild stuff next week. Anyway, Durwin, do you have any games you want to talk about? I honestly, the last 2-3 weeks since I finished Ghost of Yote, I've mostly been trying stuff. I don't really have any like solid reviews to give the listeners here. I did play Power Wash Simulator 2. I played Winter Burrow, which is also a cozy game that came out recently. I've played Call of Duty Black Ops 7 multiplayer. I've played more Battlefield. I played the demo for the upcoming game from Tazier Studios, Reanimal, which is the Little Nightmares like. I started the demo for Octopath Traveler 0. So I've been tinkering here and there. I don't really have anything that crazy to say. I would say maybe just the top level. Winter Burrow, really cute, cozy game. Survival game, not really my type of game. I love the art style. It's on Game Pass. Google it if you're interested. If that sounds something like you, you're a little mouse in like almost like a shire where you're like trying to stay alive and it's winter time and you just go out and collect material and you kind of improve your living space and improve your clothing. So if you're like into that kind of that management, that like Animal Crossing sort of thing, that's cool. If you're into like survival because you get like hungry and you get cold and you need to go back to your burrow, if that's also your type of game, collecting resources, crafting, it's also like that. That none of those really speak to me. What spoke to me was the art style for this game. I love it. It's beautiful. So it's not going to be something I'm going to keep playing, but I had fun with it for the little amount I did play it for. Power Wash Simulator 2 just came out also. I have always been curious about Power Wash Simulator. I never played the first one. I was always like, what the heck is the craze about this game? And I played Power Wash Simulator 2. And I'll tell you, there's something weird. Objectively, that game to me has no appeal. It seems really boring, but once you get in there and you start cleaning, there's a weird hypnotic thing that takes over. And you lose hours and you're like, whoa, what the heck just happened here? I thought it would be like a game to play and like chill on Discord and chat with some of my friends. I was on Discord. I wasn't talking to anybody. I was just like, clean, 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 clean. So I fully understand what the deal is with Power Wash Simulator, why someone would want to, after a long day of work, come home and just check out on that game.
I hope your wife walked in on you and was like, what the F are you doing?
No, she was watching me. She was sitting right behind me when I was playing it. What else? Call of Duty Black Ops 7 is one I want to play some more. I have played the multiplayer. Really, I haven't touched the campaign. Haven't touched zombies. Mostly because I heard the campaign wasn't good, and I'm not really a zombies person. I played the multiplayer. Listen, I know this is not a really good Call of Duty this year, and there's a lot of like design choices and narrative choices that maybe haven't spoken out to people, and it's more or less the same stuff. But I do just want to shout out like one thing for Call of Duty. No matter like how bad maybe the overall story in the world is, no matter how bad maybe the maps are for that year, no matter how bad the guns are for that year, or the game modes, or like the balancing, or anything like that, their Call of Duty really has found like this thing, this like sweet sauce. Like no matter what, it's like just moment by moment, like gameplay, the shooting, you know, like the crispness that it feels to like take someone out, the audio cues you get when you're landing shots, the visuals you get on map after you take someone out. They are like the video game equivalent of like doom scrolling TikTok in like this weird way where it's like, this is like Garbo, but the dopamine rush I'm getting from just like running around in circles and just shooting people, like hit him in the head, headshot. You get the little ping, boom, 100 points kill sort of thing. That like cycle of just like running around, it's like headshot, boom, points, whatever. Those like auditory and visual cues they give you, holy smokes, they need to be studied by a psychiatrist, because like, or psychologist, because those really like, I mean, I just played that Call of Duty multiplayer for a little bit and I felt like back in the zone. So yeah, that was like my observation from that. What else have I played? I played Reanimal, the demo for Reanimal, which just came out. That game comes out February 12th. I've always been curious about like the Little Nightmares series. This is Tazier Studios is the developer of Little Nightmares 1 and 2 before the publisher decided to shift the development of Little Nightmares 3 to Supermassive Games. I don't think any of those three games are really high on Metacritic, but I've always seen their art style on trailers, and I'm like, I always want to get into these games. I always want to play them. I think I have a copy of Little Nightmares 1 and 2 purchased on the PlayStation. And then 3 came out. It was kind of like middling reviews, so I skipped. But yeah, I've just been curious about the way these games are. Reanimal looks exactly like them, to be honest with you. You can tell, even though Tazier Studios is not making a Little Nightmares, they're just making a Little Nightmares like. These are like the puzzle platforming, almost like an Inside-like video game that's like really horror. Yeah, so I played the demo. It's about 30 hours long. To be honest with you, I wasn't overtly impressed by the demo. It felt like the beginning part of the game, so it didn't like put you into an interesting kind of spot in the game. So it felt like the demo took a while for it to start up and before you got a few scares and a few spooks. Yeah, the demo is not enough to sell me on this game immediately, but from what I saw, I wait for the reviews and then potentially hop in if those reviews are decent in around February. Last thing I played was the Octopath Traveler demo, which Octopath Traveler 0 is coming out here in a few days. I believe it's a Thursday.
Yeah, that's like that 2D HD
2D
thing,
HD
right?
from Square Enix. I didn't play this really enough to give you like, it's a 3-hour demo and your progress can carry over to the base game. I have not played any of the Octopath Traveler games before. They're really long. They're like 60 hours long each. Yeah, the 2D HD 2D remakes, these Dragon Quest, Octopath Traveler, like I don't know, there's Triangle Strategy, Live Alive or Live Alive, bunch of these other games that have been coming out recently. It's been a thing. I think there's another one coming from Square Enix in the new year. That's not.
Yes, that
like
one is.
turn-based.
I'm super interested in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't get really far into this game to like actually see how I feel, but I'll just point out one thing: is the art style is it's actually beautiful. Like that pixel art goes hard. Like it's really really good. The only one of these games that I've played for a significant period of time was Sea of Stars, which came out from an indie studio. I loved the beginning of that game. I didn't really get through all of it, I think. No, I did not get through all of it. I played like about 10 hours on Game Pass, I want to say. But Yeah, that Sea of Stars, I really love the art style on that, and I actually love the gameplay and I love the story. But Octopath Traveler, I don't know, 60 hours seems a little steep. Very big time commitment, so I'm not really sure. Maybe I'll just finish the demo and go from there. That's all I could think of off the top of my head. I've obviously played more Battlefield 6. I've been playing a lot more Battlefield 6. There's been new maps, 2 new maps, 2 game modes. I love the Gauntlet game mode. I talked about that already, so yeah.
Cool.
But that's it for me.
You have to pick one: Battlefield 6 or Call of Duty 7.
Battlefield 6, Call of Duty, Black Ops 7 is whatever. It's just yeah.
It's a filler.
It's just whatever, yeah. Battlefield 6 for sure. Battlefield 6 is an excellent game. I will say that what I feared happened earlier this year when the beta came out. I had a gut feeling. I'm like, I'm going to go really hard on the beta, and then I'm going to go back and play 2042 really hard before this game comes out. And when this game finally comes out, I'm going to be a little burnt out on it. And that's literally what happened. Like, I am not playing Battlefield 6 as much as I thought I would. I'm not that addicted to it.
Mm-hmm.
Still fun, great game, but, you know.
Fair enough.
And I need to play Arc Raiders, man. Frick.
You got to get on it.
I need to. Yeah.
Anyway. All right. I guess I'll go real quick.
Because I think you've been playing more stuff.
Oh, yeah. I've been playing a lot of stuff. Well, there's a lot of things that I've been working on. I'll leave the last big one for like the very end. But I've started Indiana Jones, The Great Circle. Just a few hours in, I'm done. I just finished the first section in the Vatican. And then, yeah, that's a work in progress. I've got my controller back for my Quest 3, so I have started Deadpool VR real quick. I've only basically just finished the tutorial. It feels good. It's way faster paced than Arkham Asylum, or not Arkham Asylum.
What was it called? Arkham, that VR game from last year, right?
Yes. Arkham Shadows.
Arkham Shadows.
Yes. I have yet to beat that one too, so I've got to get back on the whole VR thing. But I've committed.
Problem that happened with your MetaQuest, and this is why you didn't get into.
So
when it came out right away.
Yeah, so my right controller, which apparently happens quite often based on my Google search, just disconnected from my Quest, and I haven't been able to get it to reconnect. I did a whole bunch of things. But yeah, they finally sent me a brand new one. It took about a week and a half. So not too long, realistically. But yeah, it did suck because I missed the whole Deadpool VR launch. But yeah, now I'm going to play it and I'll get you a full review once I actually finish. But it is kind of funny. It is very annoying sometimes. If you've ever played High on Life, it's the same thing. You get like the quippy lines. And it is a little bit much sometimes. And then what else I've been playing? I've been playing a lot of Hades 2. You need to get through some of it so we can talk about it. I don't want to ruin anything.
Yeah,
but
I need to. You keep reminding me. I think there was an update to Steam where you can now connect your Switch 2 Pro controller.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Via USB.
Yep.
So I've been wanting to play it on the. I've honestly, part of me was like, oh, I should have just bought this on the Switch 2 so I could play it with the Pro controller because I love that controller. But now that this happened, I'm going to try and connect my Pro controller here and see how it works.
Yeah, you should finally give it a try. Like I'm hooked onto Hades 2. It's a game that I've been working on for since launch now.
You played before launch. You were playing in the early access.
Just a week before. Just a week before launch. Yeah, and then the last thing I really want to do the deep dive into and give a full review is Dispatch.
Yes, because you've been this for 2 weeks now. And we just haven't had a chance to talk about it because we had all the special episodes yet.
Yeah, it's been a few weeks now since playing it, and man, I just wish there was more of it. So, Dispatch is a Telltale-like game from previous developers of Telltale games. Ad Hoc Studios. It was kind of in development hell during COVID, It was originally supposed to be a TV show, and then that didn't pan out, and then now it's a video game. It came out in episodes. You can choose to play it with the QuickTime events or not, and it basically just tells a whole beautiful story. I wish Marvel would be able to do something like that, but it is just a fantastic story. You play as a Robert Downey Jr.-esque hero. So you're a human, but you have a mecha suit that gets broken, and basically what happens is that you are given a second chance to get it running again, but you have to work as a dispatcher for a group of ex-villains turned heroes, basically. So there's a lot of like office comedy, a lot of like rom-com. The whole selling point is definitely just the whole overarching arc of the story. You basically have like two love interests that you can kind of choose from. One being your boss, the stereotypical good girl Superman / woman character.
Love story, yep.
Yeah, where she is super strong. She's got everything together. And then the other love interest is your subordinate, because I guess the dispatchers are kind of the handlers of all the ex-villains.
Okay.
And you can kind of choose to go down which path. And the whole story does wrap up in a complete form. It's not gonna. They don't leave a lot of sequelness to it. Like at the very end, you do return as a superhero, so there is a potential for the story to go forward with new stories and stuff like that. But it doesn't leave you as a cliffhanger, right? Like you don't. Example, you don't like lose your suit again and you have to find another way or something like that. The whole story is complete. If the studio shut down, you would still have a complete story, which I love, because I think one of the things I really hated about the old like Walking Dead games was that you would get one season, you'd play it all, and then there was just near the end, there was like a will they, won't they be able to actually finish this whole series. And that drives me insane. Right?
So this is a complete story, yeah.
Yeah, I do applaud them for having that said. The mini games in it are kind of just the weak point, I want to say. The actual dispatching part of it is really fun. You have to choose which superhero goes to which event, and some of them are tailored specifically for them. So if you choose the right one, then it's kind of like an auto win. But if you don't, then they get injured, and the likeliness of them completing future events is lower. And you can level them up; they can get better. There's hacking mini games, and that's the one I hate the most. You're basically just trying to you're in this grid and you're just basically trying to find the exit, more or less. And yeah, that was like the most boring part of the game.
Okay. I would ask you this then. If I know this game is not co-op, it's a single player game, right? Exclusive.
It is purely single player. You get to see the stats of what other people have chosen at the very end of the episode.
Do you think this would be like a fun pass the controller around couch co-op game where it's like one person? No, you don't. So no, because it wouldn't be fun to play with my wife, for example, where we just go through this and maybe one person has a controller, but we make decisions together or whatever.
Okay. I think you don't have that much time for discussion. So by default, there is a timer for when you can choose.
Make a call on
the call. So it's really like, I feel like it's meant for one person to be the decision maker. There's really not that much room for discussion. So it would kind of make sense if maybe she was just kind of watching it with you. Because realistically, you can watch this as a TV show.
Yeah. So maybe I'm just doing all the decisions, but she's watching.
But
Or
she's
she might be
watching
yelling answers out or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So that would be kind of the only thing. But if you were actually to sit down and discuss these things, I don't think it would. I don't think it's what the developers meant.
Yeah, I think you know what game you should play, Darwin, if you like these kind of games, because there was a game I played a few years back called As Dusk Falls, which is also like a narrative kind of adventure game like that, like purely decision making with like meandering kind of possible, story beats. But this one you can play co-op up to 8 people actually. Like people can connect on their phones to the game, and you could be playing on like a console, but you're connected to the phone. I think it came out for Xbox. I played it on Xbox, and then I think it made its way to the other consoles. But you can basically, everybody picks what they want, and it's majority rules for a decision. And if it's a tiebreaker, you could run another tiebreaker between the two options, like I'll pick the most with the people you're playing. And every chapter has, I believe, 3 vetoes where they can veto everyone in the group and pick the thing they want to happen. So that was really fun playing co-op. I was just wondering if I could create a similar vibe, even though there's only one controller.
Yeah, I don't think there was that many high stakes there. Each of the decisions really affects like your relationship with others. So not so much a survival aspect. I do have to say, like it if you've ever played like Detroit Become Human and stuff like that, very similar. I feel like there's less options for endings though, because I know that Detroit Become Human, you have like multiple scenarios where you could get different endings, but with this one, you are kind of converged into an ending. The bad guy loses, blah 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 blah, right? So, yeah.
Okay, and then how many chapters are there out? They're all out,
I think it was 8 total, right?
And then
I want to
each one
say.
is like an hour or something?
Yeah, they are very short. I basically powered through this over a weekend.
Yeah, How Long to Beat says 8.5 hours for the main story and then 19 for a completionist. Interesting. Yeah, I've been really interested in this game.
Yeah, if you are a superhero fan, like
I do have
this
analysis. I do have analysis paralysis right now. Like I don't really know what the next game I should play. I think my decision is made up because I have no time before the next big releases here with Marvel Cosmic Invasion and Metroid Prime 4 and the Elden Ring DLC coming out next week. So I think those will keep me busy for a little while. But maybe for the winter break, I need to figure out what I want to play.
Yeah,
Dispatch,
I mean,
Silent Hill F. I need to finish Silent Hill F. Because I put that aside when I was playing Ghost Aote. I don't go back into Ghost Aote with a new update. There's too much stuff, man.
yeah, I really want to finish Golden Circle because I just
Golden
enjoy
Circle?
it. I just
The Great Circle.
no, the Great Circle. Golden Circle I think is like Uncharted.
That's a
Yeah,
Golden
I
Abyss. That's the PSP
Golden
game.
yeah, Golden Abyss, yeah. Basically, man, I don't know. I love this game. I just hate how, because it's partnered with Nvidia, my graphics card suffers so hard from it.
Oh, is it actually?
Yeah, because it's meant to be like played with the ray tracing and stuff like that. But because I opted for the 9070 XT, it definitely doesn't play as nice as if I were to have like a 5070. I'm almost positive of it because I've played nicer games and it looks way nicer, but for some reason the Golden Circle just doesn't look that great. And I purely think it's because it's partnered with Nvidia.
Interesting. Well, I think that's it for me. Anything else you want to add, Derwin?
No, I think we are good for the week.
We are. So next week we'll do a special episode. We'll do our Game Awards predictions. See what we think is going to win. Of course, we've already predicted nominations and compared our nomination predictions to what actually got nominated. But we'll make an actual prediction on who we think is going to win each award and what we think we're going to see at the Game Awards. The Game Awards will be December 11th, so not this coming Thursday, but the Thursday after that. And then we could do a recap episode of all the big announcements and all the big winners, see how well we did there. And then, coming into the holiday season. Shouldn't be too much after that for a little while. Hopefully, no crazy news. So we can just hope we don't play
it is beta weekend for Token for any of those with the
Is it open beta
approval.
or closed beta?
It is closed beta. Yeah, so I have it for the week of the 5th, so I will be powering through Metroid probably and getting a few matches in of Token, and I'll see if I
Nice.
enjoy it. But I historically I do enjoy like fighting games. I just do not play them online because I am not about getting wrecked. Yeah.
Well, we'll see. I'm sure that's going to be a big one for 2026.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thanks for joining us, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Slow Run Cast. If you liked or disliked what you saw, leave a like or a dislike, or comment or subscribe.
Yeah, or tell us to touch grass or whatever you guys want to do.
Whatever you guys like, we're fine with it.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. Remember, it's Slow Run Cast on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcast. Thanks for joining us, and have a good week.